Imagine a man whose words helped shape one of the most powerful nations in history, yet whose life remains one of the greatest contradictions ever recorded. A man who wrote that all people are created equal while owning hundreds of enslaved people. A visionary who dreamed of liberty but struggled to live by every principle he proclaimed. This is the story of Thomas Jefferson, a brilliant thinker, an influential leader, an inventor, an architect, a philosopher, and one of the most debated figures in American history. Before we begin, I want you to keep one question in your mind throughout this story. Can a person change the world forever and still be deeply flawed? By the end of this video, you may have your own answer. Thomas Jefferson was born on April 13, 1743 in Virginia. He came from a wealthy family and grew up surrounded by books, nature, and opportunities that many people of his time could only dream about. From an early age, Jefferson displayed an extraordinary curiosity. While other children spent their time playing, he was fascinated by reading, learning languages, studying mathematics, science, philosophy, and history. Education became the foundation of his life. Jefferson believed that knowledge was the greatest weapon a person could possess. He once suggested that an educated population was essential for freedom because ignorance made people easy to control. This belief would shape many of his decisions throughout his career. As Jefferson grew older, he studied law and became known for his calm personality, sharp intelligence, and ability to express complicated ideas with remarkable clarity. Unlike many leaders who inspired crowds through emotional speeches, Jefferson preferred writing. His pen would eventually become more powerful than any sword. The American colonies were becoming increasingly frustrated with British rule. Heavy taxes, political restrictions, and the absence of fair representation created growing anger among the people. Jefferson believed that governments should exist to protect the rights of their citizens, not to dominate them. When those rights were violated, he believed people had the moral authority to seek change. In 1776, at only 33 years old, Thomas Jefferson received the task that would define his legacy forever. He was chosen to draft the Declaration of Independence. Imagine sitting in a quiet room, knowing that every sentence you write could decide the future of millions of people. Jefferson carefully selected every word, creating one of history's most influential political documents. His famous statement that all men are created equal and possess unalienable rights, including life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, became one of the world's most recognizable expressions of freedom. Those words inspired generations across continents and continue to influence movements for justice and human rights today. However, Jefferson's personal life created a contradiction that historians still debate. Although he promoted liberty and equality, he owned hundreds of enslaved people throughout his lifetime. This contradiction has become one of the most discussed aspects of his legacy. Some argue that his ideas inspired future progress, while others point out that he failed to live according to the very principles he promoted. Understanding Jefferson means accepting that history is rarely simple. Great achievements and serious moral failures can exist in the same individual. Rather than ignoring either side, history challenges us to examine both honestly. Jefferson later served as governor of Virginia during the American Revolutionary War. These were difficult years filled with uncertainty, military threats, and political pressure. Leadership during wartime demanded courage, quick decision-making, and resilience. Although his governorship received criticism, Jefferson continued serving his country in different roles. His diplomatic abilities eventually took him to France, where he served as the United States minister. Living in Europe expanded his understanding of art, architecture, science, agriculture, and culture. Jefferson admired French intellectual life and collected ideas that he would later bring back to America. His experiences abroad shaped his vision for the future of his young nation. In 1801, Thomas Jefferson became the third president of the United States. His presidency introduced significant changes that strengthened the country's future. One of his greatest achievements came in 1803 with the Louisiana Purchase. The United States acquired an enormous territory from France, nearly doubling the size of the nation. Many people questioned whether the purchase was constitutional, but Jefferson believed the opportunity was too valuable to ignore. The decision transformed America's future by opening vast lands for settlement, agriculture, trade, and exploration. Jefferson also supported the famous Lewis and Clark expedition. Their mission was not simply to travel west. They explored unknown territories, documented plants and animals, mapped rivers and mountains, and established relationships with Native American tribes. Their journey greatly expanded scientific knowledge and geographic understanding. Beyond politics, Jefferson possessed an incredible range of interests. He designed buildings, studied agriculture, experimented with inventions, collected fossils, researched languages, and remained passionate about science throughout his life. His home, Monticello, reflected his creativity and intellectual curiosity. It included innovative architectural features that demonstrated his fascination with engineering and practical design. Jefferson believed education should never end. He argued that societies become stronger when citizens continue learning throughout their lives. This passion eventually led him to establish the University of Virginia, one of his proudest accomplishments. He believed universities should encourage independent thinking rather than blind acceptance of authority. One remarkable aspect of Jefferson's personality was his discipline. He organized his daily schedule carefully, balancing reading, writing, farming, correspondence, and public service. Thousands of letters written by Jefferson still survive today, offering valuable insights into his thoughts on politics, philosophy, science, religion, and everyday life. Despite his many accomplishments, Jefferson faced criticism throughout his career. Political opponents attacked his decisions, questioned his beliefs, and challenged his leadership. Some disagreements became deeply personal. Yet Jefferson continued focusing on what he believed would benefit the nation over the long term. His presidency was also marked by difficult international challenges. European wars disrupted trade, forcing Jefferson to make controversial decisions that affected American businesses and citizens. Not every policy succeeded, reminding us that even influential leaders experience failure. As Jefferson aged, financial problems began to overshadow his later years. Despite owning valuable land, debt continued increasing. Maintaining his estate became increasingly difficult. When he died on July 4, 1826, the 50th anniversary of the Declaration of Independence, he left behind both extraordinary achievements and significant debts. Perhaps the most symbolic moment in American history occurred on that very day. Thomas Jefferson and his longtime political rival, John Adams, died only hours apart, exactly 50 years after the nation they helped create declared its independence. It was an ending so remarkable that it almost feels like fiction, yet it was real. Today, Thomas Jefferson remains one of history's most fascinating personalities because he cannot be easily placed into a single category. He was brilliant but imperfect, inspirational yet controversial, visionary but contradictory. His life teaches us that human beings are often more complex than heroes or villains. His writings continue influencing democracies, around the world. His belief in education inspires millions of students. His commitment to knowledge reminds us that learning never stops. At the same time, the contradictions in his personal life encourage honest conversations about justice, equality, and accountability. History should never be used to create perfect heroes. Instead, it should help us understand how great ideas emerge, how societies evolve, and how future generations can improve upon the successes and failures of those who came before them. If there is one lesson we can take from Thomas Jefferson, it is that ideas have extraordinary power. A single document written nearly 250 years ago still influences conversations about freedom today. Words can outlive armies, governments, and even centuries. But history also reminds us that our actions matter just as much as our words. As you reflect on Jefferson's story, ask yourself this question: what kind of legacy will your own choices leave behind? Will people remember only what you said, or will they remember how closely your actions matched your beliefs? That is a question every generation must answer. Thank you for watching this video. If you found this story informative and thought-provoking, don't forget to like this video, share it with your friends and family, and subscribe to the channel for more unique biographies, inspiring historical stories, and fascinating personalities from around the world. Turn on the notification bell so you never miss our next video. See you in the next one.